Hi, welcome to Leisure Arts. I'm Kristi Simpson, and today I would like to show you the punch needle kit. It is so awesome because it comes with everything that you need to complete your project. Let's take a look. It comes with your fabric and all of the yarn that you need to complete your project in 5 different colors, your adjustable punch needle, your hoop, and the instructions. The instructions include a complete project photo here to help you guide you through your project. It has complete step-by-step instructions on everything from how to add the fabric to the hoop, how to use the punch needle, and how to finish your project. It also comes with a pattern and a color guide. So if you have never completed a punch needle project before, you will be able to complete this project in no time. So I've loosened up my hoop here so that it'll go around, and we're going to pull it just a little bit so that it's firm, and then we're going to tighten it. And we're gonna just keep pulling it as we tighten it so that the little seams come out. But you don't want to pull it too tight that it keeps coming off like I'm doing. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now the instructions tell you to cut it and super glue the edges to the back. And you can go ahead and do that if you want. But for this project's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of the steps. So that's setting up your hoop. Now to set up your punch needle, we're going to put the yarn threader, the needle threader, all the way through. Okay, and see it came out the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it. Then you're going to take your yarn end and put it through the threader. Even if it's all frayed like that, it can go through. But I'm going to fold it and push it through that way, okay? And then you're going to pull it all the way through, like that. See how it's coming out the needle part here? And then we want to just pull the ends out. And then what we're going to do is take your needle threader, stick it through the opening here. And then you're going to thread your yarn through there and then pull it through the punch needle opening. See? And then gently remove that threader. Okay, and we're going to pull it back just a little bit. And now we have threaded our punch needle. Now to begin, you're going to need to add your design onto your fabric. To do that, you're going to take your instructions and you can put it up against a light source and then put this over it and trace it, or you can do it freehand. I'm just going to use a pen and let's hope that it just works on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go that way. This one comes down and up, this one up and then over. And then this one is going to come like that. Okay, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Now that we have our pattern drawn on, let's start with our punch needle pattern. We're going to take the rust and we're going to fill in this section. But what we're going to do is simply just work around the outline, and then we're going to fill in the center. So take your punch needle, we're going to start in this section, push it all the way through, and take your metal piece all the way through, and then pull back up. Do not let this yarn out of the punch needle get tight. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the same distance every time we pull it up. Drag the needle instead of pulling it all the way through. Go all the way through every single time. and try to keep all of the stitches the same length. Okay, now we're going to go this way, so we're going to turn our work and see how consistent those look. Drag your needle like that. And now we're working along the edge, so we're going to turn, and I do have that hoop right there, so we're just going to work along the edge of it. And make sure you keep it on there tight. And if you have to start over, pull the thread back, pull the yarn back through, and just continue. And make sure you hold them together instead of just trying to hold the fabric. When you have completed your section, take and cut the end of the yarn, and then also cut where you had began the project and left your waste yarn out. Now you are ready to move on to your next section. Now before we begin the next step, I wanted to show you how to attach the fabric to the hoop. And you should have done this before you began this, as the instructions said, but I didn't. So I went ahead and did it because it does help the fabric to stay. So what you're going to do is cut and leave a small lip about the size of the hoop where you can fold it over. Cut around and then hot glue this edge and then craft glue the edge down. See, it might not be very pretty and you might could do a better job than me, but whenever I finish, I'll take and I'll push it down even more. So now we're ready to begin the next section. As we begin the next section, we're going to start here in this corner. And you can see where I have it outlined. Now, you see that there's no punching here because the hoop is there. So what you're going to do is just go as close as the edge whenever you're working on it. So we have a tail, and your needle, again, your punch needle is going to face that way. See how I have it pointed out? And you're going to just slowly go in. Make sure that you're not holding your yarn tight. Hold it like a pencil. And go the same length every time. And basically, I'm going to outline this area that I have drawn out. And then we'll work it the same way that we did the first area. Now see, I can't go any further here, so we're just going to take and turn, and we're going to punch this way. And see how I have this loose? Make sure your hand doesn't grab it too tight or that it doesn't come too tight out of the skein that you have. I'm working right along the edge of the hoop. And this is exactly what we did in the first section. It's just a repeat. I just kind of wanted to go over it again. And then the rest of the sections will be created the same way. Now, I will say that since I glued the hoop, the fabric to the hoop, it is going much smoother. So, just a note, I should have done that first, and I suggest that you do the same thing too, because it's holding it tight and it is easier to punch. Okay, so now that we've made it back here to the beginning, you want to work kind of in the middle of each stitch so that they line up, don't line up, and it makes it look interesting instead of just all lined up and the same. Or you can do it in different patterns altogether. Double it up or just try to keep them consistent, really. Okay, so we're in the corner again. So we're going to turn. We're in the corner again. So we're just going to and you want to stay close. See how I didn't get really close right there and it left a gap? If you wanted to, you could back out. Just pull it out. Just back out of those two. And we'll just get closer. And that's all you have to do.